Brian, he's here early every day, and I see him here after school every day, and I run into him frequently setting up labs and advanced equipment for his either biotech class or AP biology class. And he's really communicative about our science department. And really, one of the big things that he's working on is making sure our articulation between the science pathway and the ag science pathway is making sense, and that the students are getting the same essential standards there.
I would describe his class as something that's just like fun to be in. Like, that was the first science class I ever took that like I enjoyed being in the class, and I looked forward to going to science class every day.
He teaches while having fun. Like, he'll crack jokes and of course teach us well. He goes up on his whiteboard, takes his time with each example, making sure everybody understands. If anyone asks questions, he'll answer them, even if they're not very good questions. He'll take his time with you.
He has a way of questioning. He has these leading questioning strategies where he'll start talking about something and leave a blank, and the kid's forced to fill in the blank, and he'll call on you and he'll make a joke about it, and he'll just bring it to life.
My favorite part was probably his jokes. I mean, I remember having the worst days, and I would just go into AP biology, and my day would just get better. And I don't think that's something that most kids could say, because the science class isn't something that's you expect to have fun in.
It's much easier to pull things out of kids if you've taken the time to learn about your students. It creates bonds, it creates trust. And at the end of the day, those kind of attributes are gonna help the kids run through a brick wall for you. They're gonna be more engaged in your classroom, which ultimately that's gonna lead to learning.
For me, I tell them a lot about myself. I tell them about my family. If you were to talk to my students, they would know my 2 sons, they would know my wife. Just getting to know people so that way they trust you, and getting to know your students so that way they trust you, that's huge in the classroom.
The kids want to learn, and the kids want to prove to him that they've learned what he taught them. It's more of, rather than just performing, where if the students like teachers, they'll perform, but they actually want to learn for him, and there's a difference. And they want to show him, look, I got it, I understood, and they're excited about it. And so I think that's what's unique about Brian.
I think it helps them be more invested in his classes, and it also helps them open up to him. So if they need help with anything, they can just ask, and they're not as afraid to do it. They're not unsure that what's the teacher going to say, what's he going to think of me. Mr. N, he's very, very supportive, so he is open to that, and he tries to help in every way that he can, and that's truly special.
This year it's a little different, since this year in chemistry we actually have the special ed teacher that pushes in, and he teaches a class of 18 people. It's been awesome. He's been in there every day. We've talked about notes. He actually has gone through and talked about the different labs he does. He sometimes goes into my room and does labs that we do.
At the base, Brian is providing the curriculum and a lot of the information to the special education teacher, because I think a lot of times special education teachers haven't taught the sciences before, so it's really beneficial for them to sit in that class and get that support in that way.
If you ask some of my students, they'll say I talk a lot about food, but it's an easy way to put chemistry into the classroom. And just using their past experiences to understand things. That's the best part about teaching, is actually seeing that light bulb. It's kind of a cliche, right? With the kids, oh, I get it. But that's what I strive for.
He's a beacon of positivity. I mean, I remember back when Brian used to coach football, and he kind of stepped away from that to have a family and stuff, and we still miss him on the football field. He's just a guy that you want your kids around. I can speak to my own 3 kids that went through Linden. I had them all take Neugebauer, because that's who you're going to take. You have to be with Brian. You have to experience what he teaches. And he turned chemistry into stuff my daughters and son liked.
It's important to have a teacher like Mr. N, because he gets kids interested in something that usually isn't really interesting. Like chemistry, a lot of people hate chemistry. They think of it as a hard class or a non-interesting topic, and Mr. N makes it fun. He makes people want to actually go and learn about chemistry.
I think that having someone like that at our school, it allows kids to be more invested in their learning, and they take it a little bit more seriously.
What's really nice is sometimes you see some of those students that you've helped throughout time and throughout the year, and they finally get done with chemistry. They come to you on a schedule and go, hey, what do you teach next year? What do you teach? What can I take in science? You got me kind of interested in science. What's the next thing I can take? And that's when you feel good, because the student that at the beginning of the year that didn't like science, that didn't want to be there, now wants to try. And that's the goal of my teaching.